The main bout. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing the world's heavyweight champion from Livermore, California, MaxBaer. His opponent, the man who in the last year made the greatest comeback in ring history, James J. Braddock of Jersey City. Either one of you happen to go down, the other one goes to the farthest corner. Now shake hands, come out and fight, and get your punches up. No foul on the backhand and no backhand and no hit on the right. You can hold with one hand. You can hold with one hand. All right. No backhand, no blanks this time.
So final instructions from referee Johnny McAvoy as the fighters go back to their corners. This first defense for MaxBaer, James Braddock. As the ring announcer was saying, a comeback man, and he lands the first purposeful punch of the fight. MaxBaer, who's developed something of a playboy image over the last year, really is a very, very strong favourite indeed for this contest. The feeling is that the champion has the power, and he certainly has the poise. Maybe, though, he's just underestimated this man, James Braddock. And a big crowd turned out at the Long Island Bowl. Braddock on the left-hand side of your picture, slightly the taller man, the lighter man as well. Weighed in at 13 stone 11 3/4. MaxBaer 14 stone 13 1/2. Oh, good right hand from Braddock. Well, Baer poses, postures as much as to say it didn't hurt, but that was a good, solid, clubbing right hand from the challenger. Braddock, incidentally, with a slight height and reach advantage. Braddock, a local man, born in the Hell's Kitchen area of New York, now based out of New Jersey. Quite opening to the fight, and it has to be said that Baer hasn't done too much so far. Feints to throw the left to the head and follows up with a left hook to the body, and in the end comes off the worse for it. Braddock just patiently going about his work. And the end of an opening round, few boos amid the cheers, and for my money, Braddock does enough to win it. Round two, of course, scheduled to go 15 rounds, the championship distance. MaxBaer with the Star of David on the far side of the ring, the left side of your picture now. In his 48th professional fight, 40 wins as against 7 defeats. Good solid shot again from Braddock. No respecter of reputation. Body shots from Baer, who incidentally said when they made it, they just signed the poor guy's death warrant. Well, no sign of that so far as Braddock again comes on strong. Braddock coached and taught in the sport by Joe Jeanette, one of the leading heavyweights of the early years of the century. Professional for around about 10 years, and you can see he's a well-schooled fighter. Originally a light heavyweight, stepped up and had a couple of bad defeats at the beginning of the 1930s. Looked as though he was going absolutely nowhere, but 3 good wins in the last year, and you can see him once again, the confidence as he's putting together his punch as well in this second round. There's a lethargic look to Baer's work at this stage. Obviously feels he has the knockout punch. Contemptuously hitches up his shorts at the end of the second, but it's another round to Braddock. Come on, Max, is the cry from the crowd. Baer's done plenty of posturing and clowning, not thrown too many meaningful punches so far. The champion on the far side of the ring. MaxBaer, born in Nebraska, but brought up in Livermore, California. Stalking Braddock, looking to unleash those bombs. And Braddock at the moment, the only man doing any meaningful scoring. They're very much the self-styled glamour boy. Been performing in nightclub reviews over the last year. Good body shots from Baer. Again, that jab, a scoring shot from Braddock. Neither fighter troubled by the power of the opponent so far. Braddock just doing the bit more work. Picking Baer off with the jab and the right over the top, and that gets a roar of acclaim from the crowd. Baer looking very sluggish as he moves into range. And again, a pretty poor round from the champion. So Braddock ahead in this fight, the challenger, on the right-hand side of your picture. Boos from the crowd. Baer salutes them, as much as to say sorry. Amazing to think that James Braddock was living on welfare only a year or two ago. The referee having to split them as Baer again tries to get inside and work away to the body. Go on, Jimmy, is the shout as Braddock lands with a good solid hook to the body. And Baer's got to get back to his boxing. Braddock not doing anything too spectacular, but just doing enough. Well, a bit of the old pro there from Braddock as he tied Baer up inside and spun away off the ropes out of danger. Well, another pretty poor round. There were boos from the crowd at the end of the fourth. They'd like to see a little bit more meaningful action. Baer contemptuous about Braddock's abilities, just holding his left arm out more as a measuring stick than a jab. But he's not earning any sort of credit by just posturing. He's got to throw punches. Nothing at all from Baer. Well, MaxBaer only 26, by 4 years the younger man, the fresher fighter, you would have thought, but at the moment he certainly doesn't look that way. And he's moaning to the referee about some work from Braddock inside, maybe a bit of work with the head from the challenger. Braddock totally outboxing MaxBaer. Baer going flailing in, trying to throw the big right hand. But Braddock slipping it well, getting inside and not giving Baer room to open up, and then replying with interest. Braddock certainly lightly regarded by the Baer camp. MaxBaer had a hand injury in training. Boos again at the end of the 5th round. And Baer starts with a good solid left to the solar plexus. Oh, good work from Braddock though. And at last the crowd get a little bit of toe-to-toe action to cheer on. MaxBaer, the champion, must surely know now that he's behind on the card. Snappy jab from Braddock. Baer just paws with his left hand, then tries to throw the clubbing right hand. And Braddock sees it coming a mile off. Good body shot from Braddock. You could hear that right hand thud home into the rib cage. Oh, good right hand again. Baer not stunned by it. Taunting Braddock as he comes forward, but another round, I think, to the challenger. Hoots of derision again at the end of the 6th, now into the 7th. MaxBaer hasn't really been able to unleash the power shots so far. The punches which put down the feared Primo Carnera. Body shot from Baer. Braddock wanted a little bit of help from the referee in there. And solid right hand from the champion. Oh, and that's a good right. Good short right hand, and Braddock's in trouble. He was wobbled by that. It was the short right hand which did the damage. And now can MaxBaer finish him off? Baer's looking to end this. Braddock trying to buy time, trying to get in close. And has MaxBaer missed his opportunity? James Braddock still looking a bit unsteady, but a good right hand from the challenger. Well, Baer now knows he can hurt his man. And it wasn't one of those big, long, telegraphed right hands which did the damage. It was a sweet right hand which travelled no more than 18 inches. Well, Braddock's rode out the storm. MaxBaer taps him on the shoulder by way of acknowledgement. And let's take another look at that right hand from Baer. That was the one which did the damage. And Baer, you can see, looking for the finish. Braddock in big trouble at this stage, but the old pro, 83 fights behind him, managed to buy the time and to ride out the storm. Round 8 of this World Heavyweight Championship fight from New York. Well, that's play acting from Baer, showing the crowd and Braddock that he wasn't hurt one jot. But more often